What's up, you guys? Welcome to part 2 of the install for the Rough Country 4-inch lift kit for the 77 square body. So I forgot to film an intro, so this is a little bit after the fact. But essentially what we had to do was me and my father started on tearing apart the rear end and trying to do it side by side like we did with the front. Unfortunately, we were unable to. So we had to drop the axle, the entire axle, out of the bed of the truck in order to make the new springs work. Because this truck came originally with a block kit, and we were going from a block kit to a spring only kit. So we had to drop the whole axle out, which honestly we didn't feel comfortable in doing. So what I did was I called one of my good friends, Justin, and to come over. So between the clips, it's a couple of weeks in between, but he came over, we dropped the whole axle out, knocked it out. So everything is all installed nice and neat now. So anyway, I will cut to the clips. It's going to be a little shorter of a video, but if you have any questions, put them down in the comments and I will answer them as I go. Alright guys, hope you enjoy. Thanks so much for tuning in. What's up, you guys? So it's been a few days since the last video that I recorded. What ended up happening was we were trying to drop the axle here enough to be able to get the leaf spring conversion over, but was not successful. So what I had to end up doing is drop the other side of the axle, drop the other leaf spring and then drop the whole axle out of the truck, which I didn't feel like comfortable really doing by myself or just with me and my dad. So I'll call my friend Justin over. He's gonna come over and he's gonna help us today drop the axle and get the new leaf springs and everything else like that installed. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to film as I can, but probably won't get a lot of videos because we're just gonna kind of hunker down and start installing stuff. So anyway, without further ado, let's get finished. Alright guys, so it's been a few hours. Truck's pretty much done. We're getting it all wrapped up now. Essentially what we had to do, it'll be a little hard to hear me in here. We had to drop the whole axle out of the truck. So we had to set axle floating. And then we had to fit up the new leaf spring in here. The one issue I did run into was right here with the e-brake line cable. It's originally in this bracket. I had to cut a notch in that bracket to release the e-brake cable. Same thing on the other side. And that's pretty much because it wouldn't fit. It wasn't giving me enough clearance that I needed to get in there. So we just cut it off. But yeah, other than that, I mean, other than dropping the axle and it being a whole lot of work, really wasn't bad. The exhaust bracket, you have to bend that a little bit because it was hitting the leaf spring on the other side. And then we also put the bracket mounts in there. Let me see if I get a better picture of it. Yeah. So yeah, as far as the shock goes, as far as all the other stuff goes, we're just gonna do that another time. It's getting pretty hot out here today, so I'm gonna finish cleaning everything up, do the shocks, clean the garage up, and then we'll do that another time. But if you guys have any questions about anything, I know this was probably a shorter video because of everything that happened. But yeah, essentially I didn't know that I had to drop the axle. I figured I could have just done it with the one, you know, do it side by side like I did with the front. But yeah, you live and you learn. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. Like I said, I didn't have to extend any drive shafts. I didn't have to extend anything, no brake lines, nothing like that. I just had to cut the bracket off of the emergency brake cable. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to a meet or show next Saturday. So 104 Nights next Saturday. So I'll see you guys for that one. Without further ado, y'all take care. Have a great day. What's up, you guys? So the lift kit is done, 100% done. And then we also installed all the shocks and steering stabilizers and everything like that off camera. So I'm going to kind of show you guys what it looks like now that everything is pretty much done suspension wise. So here's the final stance of it. You can see it's a little hard to see, but down in the front we have the dual steering stabilizers. And if we wrap around to the front here, we got the dual front shocks. On both sides of the front. And then we also have the dual rear shocks in the back here. Now we went with Rough Country N3s because came with the kit, and they're a pretty decent shock for what I'm going to be doing with this truck. So I figured that was good. But yeah, here's another shot. The steering stabilizers down here. But yeah, I really liked how this truck came out. I really love the stance of it. I really love how everything's looking with it. As far as next installs goes, I think we're going to start tackling the steering column on there, getting it tilt column so it's a little bit more comfortable to drive. And then after that, we're going to start tackling the motor. So the motor right now is just a basic 350. Nothing spectacular, nothing crazy. We're he and hawing the idea of putting an LS in here. Don't know though. We might stay with a 383 stroker. Who knows? We'll get to that when we get to it. As far as the steering column goes, there's a bunch of trash. Don't even look at that. You can see the interior is pretty clean in here, but the room between the seat and the steering wheel is not very much at all. So it's not very comfortable to drive at all. So we're gonna figure that out, and then eventually get new bed wood in here because the bed wood is all rotten. Yeah, guys, stay tuned for more uploads on the square body build, and thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. All right, take care.